Wee oo, wee oo, wee oo, wee oo. Hey, mic is up. Cat is fuzzy. Cat is very fuzzy. It's a budgie. You can't tell it's a budgie. Hello. Hello, welcome. Budgie Smuggler decided to sleep on this cardboard condo that is just way too close to the cat cam. There's nothing I can do about it. I don't know why I made a siren noise. I have no explanation for that. Welcome, Cat. Welcome, Marie. Welcome, Couch Potato. Budgie Smuggler is the only cat I have at the moment. Everybody else abandoned me. Yeah, you've got out of focus floof. Welcome, Sylvia. Hello. Yeah, I don't even have like a good. I don't really have another place I can put the cat cam that will make her less out of focus. Let me see if I can back it up a bit. Is that. It's not really less out of focus though. I don't know if it'll. Oh, there she is. Sorry, Budge. She's looking accusingly at the camera. It's one of those it's one of those cat condos that has like the little cutouts is just all cardboard, so the top is a cardboard scratcher and then on the inside there's a cardboard scratcher. And then there's some little cutouts on the sides for her to poke at toys. And she doesn't usually sleep on it when it's on that side. Sometimes she'll sleep on it when it's sort of closer to the window. But apparently she's decided today's the day. I don't know why. Anyway, we're here for nails. We're here for nails. I've had a really nice couple of days. I got my boobs stabbed some more, so that was fun. And so I'm sore. I guess that's all the excitement that we have going on around here. Just a ton of swatching. I have 3 broken fingernails at the moment. Doing real good. Hello, Najwa. Welcome. Yes, it's actually it's not really quite a box. I mean, it's a box, but it's not a box. It's a cat condo that is made out of cardboard. Apparently, she's decided to either leave or readjust. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hello. Are you going somewhere else? It won't go up anymore. That's as far as up as it will go. That's all I got. Yeah, I actually already got my results, Najwa. It's this is part of the long multiple testing. It's more of the same. I have some tissue that they want to remove, so I'm going to be having a surgery in a couple of weeks. But they were just sort of checking an extra area that had shown up on another MRI. The last MRI that I had done, there was a secondary mass that they wanted to biopsy. So more of the same, so just more tissues getting removed, but it's all good. Yes, you should make sure that your cheesecake gets put in the fridge, Kat. It's very important. Budgie has just given us a whole show here. I wish that she was close enough to, or she was far enough from the camera for it to actually focus on her. Anyway, I wanted to do flower nails tonight. I was just kind of feeling flower nails. I want to do some hand painted flower nails. And I have I got this really nice polish from, would you like to focus, please? Hello. Hello. There we go. I got this really nice polish from Fauve. I decided I bought like 4 polishes from them recently. My first time buying from them. I posted one the other day, a magnetic called Daybreak that I had worn on my other hand, which is very soft and pretty. This one is Arabesque, and I decided I really wanted to use this as the backdrop for tonight's nail art. So I went ahead and put on 3 coats of that. I do still need to top coat it before I move on with any nail art, but we are going to be having a poll to decide which nail art I do, because I have 3 different, well, 3/4 different paintings that I want y'all to choose from. So yeah, so I'm gonna put that up in a second. But let me let you watch Budgie while I just top coat here. And then I will show you the polishes. And Kat, what kind of cheesecake? It looks like it is probably like a New York style or something that you're going to have some kind of fruit compote with. Is that what you're doing with that? Yeah, Sassy, Arabesque just struck me as a perfect spring color, and you'll see when I show you the paintings that I want y'all to choose from, it's going to be just a really nice sort of soft sky background for it. Chili cheesecake. Okay. Budgie getting herself settled back in. She's just going to be a lump again. Point this back down. Well, still just a lump. New York style, you're having it with fresh raspberries, and you made the crust with the triple ginger cookies. Oh yeah, the triple ginger cookies from TJ's, very, very good for crust, cheesecake crust. Highly recommend with a lemon cheesecake as well, but that also sounds awesome. Kevin gets chocolate syrup for his. Yeah. I usually like to do a fruit compote for mine. I'll just whip one up, ahead of time. But fresh fruit is also very nice. I think for me, I'm just like, I'm so picky. I'm so picky about fruit. So if it's not like perfect, then I just want to either cook it down or mix it in with something somehow. Raspberries are, I think we're in an okay time of year for raspberries, though. They're starting to be nice. We actually got some decent strawberries that were like USA grown strawberries. I won't buy strawberries that are grown outside of the country that I am in, because they have to be picked way too early, and it's not good. It's not worth it for me. I tend to be like, with berries in particular, I'm just like, man, Mostly I just want to wait for the local farmers market to have locally grown stuff because I know I'm not really going to be happy unless it's that fresh. But like I said, I'm a picky bitch, so. Lucien requested fresh raspberries. Well, you know, like, it's his birthday. If he wants fresh raspberries, he gets fresh raspberries. You have a child who subsists partially on berries. Yeah. At least with strawberries, there's like okay ones sort of year round, and you can always like, you know, dust them with sugar, and they're at least reasonable that way. But okay, so let me show you the paintings that I'm looking at. So these, all of the paintings that I want to do are, let me just move this over a little bit. All the paintings that I want to do are by the same artist. This is actually a friend of mine, Michelle Shook, and I've taken these off of her Instagram page. And you can see this one has her handle on it. I think actually maybe all of them have the handle on it. I'm not sure. But yeah, so you can take a look at her art. She doesn't just do flowers. She does stunning landscapes, which I'm going to definitely have to do one of her landscapes on my nails at some point in time. But I saw this painting recently. She just posted it a little while ago, and I just thought, oh man, that would just be so pretty to try and do on the nails if I can manage it, if I can pull it off. But then I started looking at some of her other paintings of flowers, and they're just... So this one, I actually own this painting. It's a small piece that I have. It's on the wall above Budgie. It's right here. It's this one. Yeah, so I bought that one from her. Trying to give you Budgie back now, and that's incorrect. Is that better? Not really. That's better. Okay. Anyway, so that one is another option that I really, really love, and it's got a cute little bee here. And then I also pulled 2 photos of magnolias. So if I was going to do magnolias, I might kind of do a mix of the 2. But yeah, there's one where they're in bloom and one where they are just before they open. So, camera judgment, yes. Yeah, you should actually check out her art as well, Kat, because I think you'll really like some of her other stuff as well. She does some beautiful work. I used to shared an apartment with her and one other friend many years ago, back home in Toronto. So she let me use her studio space. Yeah, she's lovely woman, and an excellent artist. So these are the 4 paintings, and I'm just gonna I don't know what kind of flowers. Like, this appears to be a lily, like a water lily. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck it is. What is it? Does anybody know? I'm just gonna call them 1, 2, and 3 for the magnolias, okay? And we're gonna do a poll. So, start a poll. Which flower? 1, 2, 3. So I'm starting the poll. So again, This is number 1. This is number 2. And number 3 is the magnolias. Okay? So y'all vote for whichever one you would like to see on my nails. 1, 2, or 3. I'm gonna see how many votes we got. Yeah, first one I think might be a peony. I agree. Najwa says, I love magnolias. The bigger and stinkier, the better. Yeah. I really like them too. I know people get upset at how messy they are. Yeah, second one does look like a water lily. That was sort of the feeling that I had from it as well. But I don't really know. I'm useless with flowers and plants in general. Okay, so it looks like most people have opted for number 1. And by most people, I mean 2 of you. I have not cast my vote. We don't have very many people here at the moment. But 1 was the one that I had originally gotten the idea from. So I'm certainly not mad at the idea of trying to recreate this on my nails. I don't know how much of it I'll be able to do. I might have to sort of break apart the design a little bit. But that's okay because I don't mind that. Ray has arrived. This is the first choice. This is number 1. This is number 2. And this is number 3. Those are the options. And it looks like we have another vote for option 1. So I think I will go ahead and also welcome hello, Ray. I think I'll go ahead and end the poll, and we'll go with option 1. So, Kat, you're working on filling your walls to the capacity that I have? Yeah, it's correct. I really like having just a stupid amount of art on my walls. I know not everyone is into that, but okay, so I'm going to, I guess maybe what I'll do actually is just, should I have this off to the side? Can I? Thinking I might just leave this on screen so that y'all can kind of see at least a mini of the reference, and then I'm going to have the larger version of the reference in front of me, or at least a somewhat larger version of the reference. I'm going to bring that up. It's going to be challenging though because it's in my laptop region, which is, as I've mentioned before, precisely the wrong distance for my eyesight. So this will be a really good test. We'll see how I do. Anyway, now you can see why I had chosen arabesque as my background color, because I was, thinking about what background would work well, sort of as a spring sky, a nice soft spring sky for all of these different flower options. So, screen looks great on your end. I mean, that's good. I can't see it. It's really difficult. So I did also pull a bunch of different polishes. And I think we're going to want... I'm not sure if... I had pulled High Tea Hibiscus, but I'm not sure if it's quite the right shade. I don't think we're going to need the purple. We are definitely going to need some Bet Bet Blue. We're gonna need some whatever this buttery yellow color is. I think that's Banana Hacks. I don't think we'll want the dark blue. I don't think we'll want vitamin D. Gonna need a couple of different greens. I don't think we need the brown, but I do think I want a different, because I had pulled the High Tea Hibiscus, but I don't think the High Tea Hibiscus is the right pink for this. I feel like I want something a little different. Do I? Pardon me. I know you're kind of, this is an awkward angle for you to see my face at, but I'm trying to see this closer up. Well, maybe it'll work if I'm mixing. Might work, actually. We'll see. We'll see how we do here. Okay. Oh, I forgot to turn this light on, too. Not that it makes a huge difference for... Yeah, maybe. I think I might be mixing a little bit of the High Tea Hibiscus for some of the dark parts in the center, the darker, pinker parts. We'll see. So what I'm thinking here is I might do the big flower sort of mostly on one nail. Maybe have it span two a little bit. And then possibly do the smaller blossom that's kind of facing away on my index. And then I might just go ahead and like sort of fudge a leaf on the pinky. Don't know if I want to do anything on the thumb. I might just leave the thumb. Yeah, let me take a look at my other... Hello, Budgie. I came to the conclusion earlier this week that that Budgie is basically the Earl of Lemongrab. Because she kind of just yells at you about stuff. Oh, that's it. That's the color right there. Good call, Ray. Potatoes and molasses. Sassy's favorite color. That was one of the abominations that I got in PR. So I think that'll be a useful color for this. I got distracted. Yeah, the reason that Budgie is the Earl of Lemongrab is because every single time you do anything that is like unexpected or not what she was wanting you to do in that exact instant, she screams. She makes the most disgruntled sounds. That meow that she just made was because I touched her. I put my hand on the top of her head and I went to pet her just a tiny bit, and so she yelled at me for that. And this is just constant. If you touch her, if you look at her sometimes, if you get too close to her, if she's standing at the kitchen or the bathroom sink to get a sink drink, and you would like to use the bathroom sink for some reason, like all of these things just cause her to yell. And so So I've decided that she's the Earl of Lemongrab, and her yell is basically her way of saying that things are unacceptable. Um, I I what her? I pet her. What did you hear, Najwa? Couch Potato Loves Polish Google's Earl of Lemongrab reads, "You really smell like dog buns." Earl of Lemongrab is a character. If anybody isn't familiar, it's a character in Adventure Time. Okay, so I think I'm going to do the majority of this. I'm going to start with the base of Snowy Plover, and then I'm going to layer stuff over that. I think that's my... She is an excellent communicator, it's true. That is absolutely correct. She's a very effective communicator. But it's also hilarious how angry she gets about stuff. Okay. Yeah, so I think the sort of strategy I'm going to take here is basically to rough in a shape with just this Snowy Plover. I think I need it to take up more of the nail than this, though. Yeah. So we'll rough in the shape here. And a little bit over on this nail. This is going to be like... sort of this kind of thing. And I want to try and do sort of a very loose brush strokey style with this, because I feel like if I get too in the weeds with this, I'm going to end up spending way too long doing something that I won't be happy with. So I think I need to be careful to try and keep it fairly loose. This is going to be the smaller flower. Can have just a few petals visible on this side, because that's the back of the flower. Sassy, did you send Couch Potato a link on Discord explaining the Earl of Lemongrab? Rax, hello, welcome. Yeah, the base is one that I just got. Well, it actually came in like a couple of weeks ago, I think. But I bought a few polishes from Fauve. And that one is one of them. That is Arabesque. That's the blue. From their last, I guess it's their last collection. You sent a GIF? Good job. That is the way. Yeah, here's the bottle. Arabesque. It's a really pretty color. It's just so soft, and it's like predominantly blue, but it also has this like lovely green shimmer, and it kind of shifts into an almost purple at the edges sometimes. So I just thought it would be really nice for this particular use. Okay. Now, I guess I want to go in with dark colors next. I'm trying to figure out sort of my strategy for this, because this is it's a very different sort of style from what I would normally do. I'm sorry, Ray. I don't mean to cause you problems. One of your cats has started screowing. Oh, when she wakes up and starts looking for you, yeah. Is she an older cat? I know that's a thing that a lot of older cats end up going through. It's hard. It's hard to be an old kitty. All right, so I think the center of the flower is going to be kind of in this area. And I'm just going to start sort of working in some darks. And we'll worry about blending stuff out. I have no idea what I'm doing here, folks. Like, if you want some sort of like expert tutorial on how to paint shit like this, you've come to the wrong place. I am 100% making shit up as I go along. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So, because that's how I roll. Need a little more of this. You used me as a guinea pig to delay your own order. That's fine. I don't mind. I think it is someone's fault that the polish is pretty, but I think the fault is the maker. I think it's their fault that the polish is pretty. I'm gonna put a little bit of this in here, but I think most of this is gonna end up going away. And then this one, we are going to have, I think, some darks in here, not too much. Don't worry, it's okay that it doesn't look like anything. Just trust the process, y'all. Trust the process. You think she's around 12 or 13? Yeah, it's hard with street kitties. My girls are 14. At least Jamie and Budgie are 14. We don't know how old Cinna is. She's also a street cat. The first vet, the vet that took her in, and like that the rescue people took her to when she was first captured. That vet said that they thought she was like 6 months or something. But our vet said that they thought she was between 2 and 4 years. So, you know, now our vet saw her like a whole year later than the other vet did. But still, that's still a fairly wide range. So somewhere between 2 and 4 years old. Our little Cinnamonkey. Okay, gonna start doing some mixing here. I'm gonna use a little bit of this. This is Sun-Kissed Coral from Monarch. Some of the Snowy Plover, which is my base color here. Not my base color, but like my floral base color from Dimension. And then some of this Potatoes and Molasses from Abomination. Did I say that I got this one as PR? I don't know if I said that I got this one as PR. But I did. I think that's the only one of the polishes that I'm using today that are PR. So we'll do a little mixy here. I'm not going to mix it too thoroughly because I think it's fine for there to be a little bit of variation in what I'm applying here. I'm just going to start sort of trying to shape in some areas a little bit. I put a little too much there. Gonna have to get rid of some of that. So I kind of want to just shape in some large areas that are like a little bit shadowy, but not necessarily all of the shadowy areas, because some of the shadows really need to be done in blue. Because basically shadows in daylight on a sunny day are extremely fucking blue, which you'll know if you've ever tried to take photos of your nails outdoors in the shade. And your whole hand looks frickin' blue. Okay, so I think I have some little shapes in here. Yeah, Cinna was extremely small. But how much of that is because she just had babies and she was super, super skinny? How much of that is because she was a street cat and she was super, super skinny? I do think that she was less than a year, or, you know, certainly not much older than a year when she walked in. And I say that mostly because I feel like she got not just more filled out, but also maybe a bit bigger overall. And that's a very subjective kind of statement, but it kind of just, she doesn't, I feel like she's maybe a little tiny bit longer as well as less skinny. But it's real hard to say because she was so skinny. She was a bony little thing when she came in. Not as much as she had been when we first started feeding her. But we had been feeding her outdoors for a while before she ever walked in. For like, I don't know, 5 or 6 months or something, maybe more. All right, so I've got some like areas here that I want to darken up a little bit. More of that's going to be blue though. This, I'm trying to sort of figure out where the petals actually are here. Because on this end, they're sort of partly sticking straight out at me and partly folding down this way. And it's very difficult to figure out what part is what here, especially since I'm looking at a much smaller or a much sort of fuzzier, further away thing than I would like to be. All right. That's a start though. Now this, I'm gonna block in. This part's easier because it's sort of a big single shape that we're just gonna rough in some big shadows around it. Because this is all on the back of the flower over here. Okay. And then I want to mix in some more of the dark. And then we're going to start adding in some some blues. Into some of this. Try and get some of those shadows in there. There's some real fun stuff with if you've ever tried painting things that are white in the sun and make them look like they are white in the sun. You don't usually use white to do that. You use a lot of blues and yellows and pinks and other colors. And it does a much better job of looking actually white. Like if you look at really good, really convincing paintings of snow and stuff, they're usually not mostly white, which I think is cool. Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna have some more of this mixed color in here. So a lot of these very strange shapes that we're gonna have to figure out. Najwa's your cat's turning into a lap cat as well. I am so glad Jammy Dodgers has always been a lap cat. Budgie Smuggler never has been. She's not interested in laps. She's actually, for most of her life, really not been all that interested in people, sort of at all. All right, so we're putting in some blue, and I think actually I want to thin this out a little bit because I want this to be a little bit more of a wash. Probably should have cleaned off the pink parts, but we'll do our best here. But yeah, Budgie kind of like every once in a while, she'll decide that she wants to come and cuddle up like next to you. But the rules are that you're not, if she does that, you're not allowed to touch her too much. But you also can't like completely ignore her or she'll get mad at you about that. So you have to walk this very fine line of petting her just enough that she feels appreciated, but not so much that she feels like you're, smothering her. Apparently, Brian has gotten quite good at that because she often goes to him in the morning now for cuddles. She'll wake me up so that I will feed her. And then like once I've gotten up and fed them, I'm like, that's it. I'm awake for the day. I'm not good at going back to sleep after I've been woken up. So then she's, she ends up just like basically cuddling with Brian in bed. But he's perfect because he'll pet her a little bit and then he'll fall asleep and stop touching her, which is exactly what she wants. So she's quite delighted with his services. All right, so I'm doing some very thinned out Bet blue here for some shadowed areas to try and get a little bit more of a shaded look to it. And I'm going to be using some yellow and white together as part of the highlights. Okay. And then there's another, there's like a part that I've sort of neglected up in here. We'll kind of just fudge this a little bit, I think, but probably could have just pretended that wasn't there too, but whatever. All right. Now we need some blue in these shadowy areas here. Fickle love, yeah, that's exactly. She's such a little shit. She's kind of always been like that, but she has gotten a little bit better about accepting some affection. She's also like, her favorite kind of attention is spanking. She's one of those cats that really likes to be spanked. So, which I think is fucking hilarious. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous animal. All right. Now we do also want some little I haven't put in the ruffles kind of around the edges of the leaves yet. So I need to do some of those around the big leaves. I'm telling y'all, you just gotta trust the process here. That's what I'm doing. I'm just trusting the process. I have no idea what I'm doing. But I believe that at some point, I'll be able to come out with something kind of cool out of all of this. And hopefully it will look a little bit like flowers. Hopefully. And if it doesn't, meh. Then it's all good. We hung out and had a good time. And that's all right too. Dun 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 dun. Okay. Get a little bit more in here. And then I think try and get some more shapiness in here. Two Broke Girls TV show taught you how to properly spank a kitty. I have never seen this TV show. I don't even think I've heard of this TV show. But I'm glad that there's somebody out there teaching people how to properly spank a kitty, because I think it's important information. Of course, rule number 1 of spanking a kitty is make sure that the kitty in question wants to get spanked, because not all of them do. Okay. All right, let's clean this up. And we'll start on some highlights and see if we can't get something to look like something. Get a drink of water here. So how do they spank a kitty in Two Broke Girls? Yes, kitty consent is key. Kitty consent is key for pretty much everything you do to a kitty. You really only get exceptions for like necessary medical stuff. All right. I have put a tiny bit of pink in this white, and I'm gonna sort of work up to having actual white in a few areas, but mostly we're not gonna have actual white in most of this. Yours get offended. Spanking is not for them. Long nails can both be scritched nearly indefinitely. Wow. That is good. Jammy really likes the scritches. Budgie is selective about both the time and the place of scritches. She has bath mats times, which is when I finish in the shower and I step out and she waits on the bath mat for me to come out. And then she basically gets a full spa treatment while I'm like, as soon as I dry off, basically. I have to just stand there on the bath mat and give her, like the tummy rubs and the chin and the cheeks and all the good scritches. She needs them all. Okay. This is the difficult part in here because it's such a weird angle. It's like, I also think I made it just a little bit too big in this area. I think I made this section too large. So the scale is a little off. The proportions aren't quite right. But hopefully we can kind of fudge it and make it work. Hopefully. I guess we'll find out. Okay. Now. Yes, we're talking cat scritch preferences. And hello, Mei. You get a cat butt in your face when you do the cat spanks? Yeah, I think that's exactly right, Najwa. I think she's trying to help me cope with the trauma of the shower. I think she thinks that I've just had a terrible experience. Either that, or she just knows that I'm trapped in that room for a little while. She started doing that when she was quite young, actually. She was like maybe 2 or something when she started coming into the bathroom for bath mats times. And yeah, it's been really consistent. And she wants like the full like armpit and tummy and just everything that she normally does not have any interest in. Just most of the time she would get upset with me for giving her that much attention, but when it's bath mats times, it's the best. Kitty spank tutorials in the Discord? Excellent. Love that. That was a bit too much. Remove. Let me just take up a little bit of this here. Bebe likes cheek scritches and under the chin. Musumbi likes ears. Still learning with him. How's he doing? I guess from that comment he is still hanging out. Enjoying being the latest addition to your cat harem. Okay. Just a tiny little bit of a highlight there. All right. Okay, we are making some progress. I like that it is, parts of it are starting to look remotely, sort of vaguely like a flower-ish. So that's exciting. Yes, Musumbi is the orange cat. It means orange, right? Or something like that. So I'm just gonna clip this out the way. Okay. Let's get a little bit of yellow going. We're gonna need yellow in a few spots. Most of it not just on its own. Most of it is going to be mixed with a bit of yellow. Or I mean a bit of white rather. But there will be some in this sort of more middle area that is just some yellow on its own. And I'm not gonna detail in the plant's sexy bits too much because the scale will make that a pain in the butt. But that is what we are painting here. We are painting the sexy bits. Okay. And then I want to have just the teensiest bit of that. And then a bunch of white. It is a really, really good name for an orange kitty. Okay, so we're gonna do some yellow and white highlights in some of these areas that are more like directly exposed to the sun. Just in a few little spots. Mostly it's going to be around the edges of things. Don't want too much yellow because it can quickly become overwhelming. Okay. And then I'm going to have some parts that I want to add a little bit more of a pinky tone to. And sort of get this sunsetty, or not sunsetty, sunrise sort of slight peachiness to a few spots. All right. I think we want just a little bit in here. Maybe just a tiny bit here. This part's gonna need to be worked a bit more. Apparently Musumbi is not the proper word for oranges, but here we are. It's more citrus? Is it like the category, or now you feel like you need to do flower nail art? You should do flower nail art. Why are you not focusing? Come on. Come on. Will you please? Thank you. Okay. We do want to... I need to fix some of this stuff in here for sure. There's some parts in there that I am not happy with how they are looking at the moment. There's a fuzz. Freaking cat hair gets in everything. I am actually Bob Ross. Oh, it's the proper name for a sweet lemon. Wow. I think the cat is sort of a sweet lemon, so that still works. Okay. Just wanna try and rework a little bit of this stuff over here that is not quite doing it for me. Got this area in here that I feel like I did not do a good job of defining the leaves, or petals rather. Did you know that petals are just modified leaves? Isn't that weird? I feel like that's weird. They're like kind of the same thing. Yeah, I've definitely totally fudged that area. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not sure how best to fix it at this point. But we're just going to keep working on it until I'm happy with it. Naranji is the proper word for orange. Dialects. Good times. Plants are weird. It's true. Plants are very freaking weird. The problem is that I roughed this in and then I didn't do a good job of actually figuring out where all the parts should be before I just went ahead and jumped in. So it's a little wonky. And that, my friends, is why you have to plan things out a little bit better. But you know what? We're just going to let it live as it is. I'm going to stop being a picky bitch. And we're going to move on to some green parts. They're less crunchy leaves. Yeah, sometimes they're less crunchy. Sometimes they're more crunchy. Sometimes they're the same amount crunchy. Just depends on the plant. Yeah, this is the problem, Maya, is that I don't like to plan things because planning is boring. I like to just jump right in with both feet. And it's more entertaining for me. But it does sometimes lead me to some problems. Alright, let's see here. We are going to need an even darker green than that. What's my darkest green? those are as dark as I want, but maybe if I add that to that and then maybe add a little bit of brown. Okay. Yeah, it is more of a dark teal. Modest Moss. I don't... Which one's Modest Moss? I don't think I have Modest Moss. Okay. Let's start with the super dark. I think I want to add just a tiny bit of brown to this. And then maybe a tiny bit of hibiscus. Let's see where that gets us. Yeah, that's a little better. It's a little bit of just a dark, slightly muddy green. This is going to work well for this color, or for this part. Because I don't want to use black and desaturate things too much, which is very easy to do. And of course I have to fudge this part a little bit because I don't actually know what's back there exactly, because in the actual painting it is covered. But we'll just put some stuff in there and see how it goes. And then on this one, we'll do like a this. We're gonna build on that, and we'll add a little this out here. It's going to be a flower there, or a petal there. I'm going to have to be layering some other greens on that. Does anyone know what these flower leaves look like, or what these plant leaves look like? They look like they're pretty serrated, from what I can gauge from the little bit of leaves that are in the painting. There's just not very much to go on in there, so I do want to have just like a little bit here. Okay. So we'll start with that, and then start layering in some other greens. Hi, Budge. What's going on? Did you get sleepy? Did you wake up? Oh, such a sleepy girl. What a good kitty. Hang on. You can see some of my chaos in the background too. That's very exciting for you. I really need to clean this room. I got partway through my my reorg with setting up the new drawers and everything, and then it did not get finished. So you can see the resulting chaos on the ground. I still have one set of drawers to build. But I have way too many other things that are more fun than building furniture and risking breaking nails. What a good girl. Oh, so sleepy. Get some sleepy scritches. Oh my goodness. Hello, Ashley. Welcome. Budgie Smuggler has just woken up from a nap and she needed some scritches. And she managed to decide to sleep in the one spot that would completely reveal all of the chaos of my studio, the mess and horror. So that's what's up. Budgie. Budgie, are you such a good girl? We've been doing some cute flowers, but Budgie's needs come first. Oh, it's so good. I wish that webcam would focus on you, though. That would be really good for me. Yeah, that would be really good for everybody watching. All right. Back to work. Okay, so we're getting into some more leaves. Gonna need a couple more green tones here. Just do cat cam for every stream? Yeah. I feel like probably lots of people would be very happy if I just had cat cam up and didn't bother doing my nails. Like we could just sit here and like look at the cat. But you know, it wouldn't be as satisfying for me, and I wouldn't get as much nail art done. So let's see here. I want a leaf coming up this way. And then we're adding a bunch of the mid green. Okay, and then gonna mix in some of the lighter green in a few spots here. Not too much on this one because that's mostly in shadow. But certainly on this one. And a tiny highlight on the stem here. And then also on this leaf. Okay. You love the cats, but you can only take so much watching without being able to pet. Well, you can always come visit. This is why we don't polish all our nails at once for cat petting. Yeah. Gotta keep the other hand. Gotta keep the other hand either bare or dry. It's very important. Okay. I feel like I've mostly done it, y'all. Let's actually get this to focus. Do I need to add anything else? Like, it's not perfect, but I feel like it's not bad. I'm not very happy with how this part of the flower turned out, but I also feel like I'm not improving it by messing with it more. This part of the flower I really like, and I love this one here. I think this one came out really nicely. You gonna find a weekend and come visit me, Ray? You should, seriously. My nail studio is also my spare bedroom. The desk that I'm at here is Murphy bed. That was the sound of my brain trying to function. Yeah, my nail desk is a Murphy bed. So this is the spare room. You get to fall asleep to the sound of crickets in the closet of horrors. Because it's not only the nail room and the guest room, it's also the room where I keep all of my arachnids. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. Thank you everybody for the compliments. I'm always going to be too hard on myself with this stuff, as I think so many of us are. And it doesn't seem to actually matter how good a job you do on anything. It's always like we never give ourselves enough credit, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. And actually, like, it's only 20 after 9. I didn't think I'd be able to do anything on my other hand, but I feel like I can at least do like some kind of a coordinating, very simple thing. Like, not actually hand painted nail art, but maybe I can do like the other hand with the same base polish color and then like an accent nail or something. What do you think? Should I do something on the other hand? Put hollow on my thumb. No, I don't want to do that. You're going to come visit and hyperfocus on cataloging all my polish in exchange for baked goods? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Ray, literally anytime. You can live with me. I'm more than happy to bake in exchange for the chaos of this being somewhat minimized. Hang on. What a good girl. Look at that good girl. Budgie's like, what the fuck, Mom? What the fuck? Are you the best kitty? Are you the best kitty? See the critters, the leggy critter things on the wall of, or the door of the closet there? That's to warn you about what's inside the closet. Hello? 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 Trying to figure out why I'm not petting you? Alright, alright. Put the camera back where it belongs. Tiffany, hello, welcome. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave the thumb here. I'm gonna leave the thumb blank on this one. But I think I want to do a coordinating hand. And I have not put base on this hand, so we're gonna have to put some base on before we can do anything else. And y'all can tell me what you think I should do on this hand. I'm considering doing something like the same base color, the fauve arabesque, and then either doing like an accent nail or maybe a French tip or something that's like gonna coordinate but also be simple. That would not be a warning for you. You'd say, oh, look at all the critters, wonder what's in here. Well, that's the little critters are telling you exactly what's in there. Maybe one of the simpler flowers? Ray, I think you're vastly overestimating the skill that my left hand has in painting literally anything. I could maybe do it as like a reverse stamp or something, but that would be the absolute limit. I don't know. What do you think? I could do like a cute little Dotacure thing. Do I have a stamping plate with flowers? Probably. Dotacure the exact opposite and super simple flowers. The exact opposite what? I don't understand. Like try and echo, but with super simple flowers. A lazy smush gradient might kind of maybe work. Or like to match the background of the painting. Interesting. I think maybe just as an accent nail though, right? Or would you do it as like the whole thing? I don't know what the opposite of complicated hand-painted flowers is. I feel like a lot of things could be the opposite of hand-painted flowers. Like earlier, someone made me read a thing that had something to do with demon jizz, and that could be the opposite of hand-painted flowers, but I don't want that on my nails. Ashley, I don't understand what you're asking of me. I might just be stupid, but in fact, I'm pretty sure I am. So, Ray, you're saying an accent nail that's a smush of the background colors of the painting, with the others being the arabesque. And Ashley wants flowers made out of dots. What if I did like arabesque and then like just in the middle a line of dots that just use like the colors that I used in the Manny. So it would be like, well, I could probably leave out the white. It'd be like this pink and be a little bit of this pink and then a little bit of this one, and then I would need some of the dark green. Just pour polish on my nails. You're just making dinner and not making sense. You know, if you have to choose between making dinner and making sense, I would say definitely choose making dinner. Yeah, Ray, like a deconstructed color palette. Because I think this is like much more achievable for this hand to do. And then if I can fit the yellow color, I can also do the yellow color. I don't know if I'll fit all the colors, But if I can at least fit most of the colors, I think that could be kind of a cool, because then it's like it coordinates, but it's just super, super simple. I didn't do the blue. Whatever. I think that's fine. I don't think the blue would show up as well against the base anyway. Okay, so let's do... I'm going to need 3 coats of this. This is going to take a little while. And we're going to have some dry time. And it's a super loaded shimmer, so I'm going to be shit at applying it on this hand. For some reason, I always struggle with applying really loaded shimmers with my non-dominant hand. I always end up like, I don't know. They always end up patchier with my non-dominant hand than they do with my dominant hand. I think I'm just not as good at like floating with my non-dominant hand. Don't get the angles right. These nails are getting a little bit on the long side, to be honest. I need to trim this hand down a little bit, or I'm gonna end up breaking them again. Can you water marble those colors on one nail? I mean, I could if I wanted to make myself miserable. If I hate myself, I could water marble. Do I hate myself enough to water marble? Maybe. It's not too many colors. There's not really any such thing as too many colors for a water marble. I mean, I guess there kind of is at some point, but like you can put a lot of colors in a water marble. You just wouldn't necessarily, you know, repeat. At some point, it does get a little too chaotic for some people, I guess. I need to clean up a little bit here. Smoosh marble. Yeah, smoosh marble would be another option. You people telling me you don't like my dot idea? Sounds like you're telling me you don't like my dot idea. I could do water marble. I could at least try it. Just one accent now. Let me go get my water stuff out. We can at least see how it looks. You float better with your non-dominant hand, but you draw better with your dominant? That's interesting. I'm gonna use my bug water because it's already room temperature and dechlorinated. I have to keep water in the closet for all the bugs. Okay, I'm back. All right, let me get a second coat here. Yay ice cream? What are we yay ice creaming about? I don't understand. Oh, because Marie said it's time for more ice cream. That's as good a reason as any. I have not had ice cream in a long time, which is weird because I used to, when I was in Toronto, we lived so close to this really good ice cream place. I used to eat so much ice cream. And it's not that there isn't good ice cream here, but just kind of got out of the habit when it wasn't like right there. Which is probably for the best, because I'm pretty sure that having the ice cream that close and available was part of what contributed to my my COVID weight gain. It's just like, oh look, ice cream, I can eat it outside. It's like right down the street from my house. It's really freaking good. Dangerous. Dangerous. There's a bunch of good ice cream places in Toronto, it's true, Ray, but I was right near the best one. And I will fight anyone who tries to say that Bang Bang is not the best one, because Bang Bang is the best one. On Ossington. Yeah, I mean, okay, you're walking to the place instead of driving there, getting it from your fridge, but the place was literally 1 block from my apartment, so it's not like I was getting proper exercise. It doesn't really qualify as exercise. Oh, you've had Bang Bang, so you know. It's the best. It's the best ice cream. It's actually the thing I miss most about Toronto. Literally the best ice cream I've ever had in my life has been from Bang Bang. All right. Let's see here. Where's my thingy? Somewhere around here I have a stick. Hang on. Alright. That one's too big. I want a smaller one. Apparently I cleaned this one really well after last time I made polish. I'm gonna need paper towel too. Okay. Ooh, you still had stuff in you. Why do you have stuff in you? It's like lint in this. Too much lint. Too much goop. Goop and lint. Need to clear my water a bit. Sorry, y'all. It's been sitting here for a while. I think I got a bunch of like dust and cat fur inside the water thing. Yeah, the lineups are crazy, but they go through the line extremely quickly. So even if it's like halfway down the block, you're still not going to have to wait more than half an hour for your ice cream, which, as far as I'm concerned, for literally the best ice cream in the city is not that bad. I don't know if all of these colors are going to spread nicely. We're going to find out. Sorry for my arm. Oh, did not open up my Bet Blue. Come on. I think we'll just do 2 rounds of everything and then see if we can get something to look decent with it. I don't think I want to do like a sort of rigid pattern. I think I just kind of want to do a little swirly. This is not the correct thing, but... yeah, let's just do a little... it's kind of interesting. I don't hate this. Let's give it a shot. That's right, a raw dog in it. No latex or anything. You've returned with pita melts. That sounds delicious. Alright. I need some Q-tip action here. To get a little bit of a bubble there. I don't think I'm going to worry too much about that. I think it's probably okay. Love the cleanup process. This is part of why I usually do water marbles as decals, because this is annoying. But I hadn't really planned ahead for that, and I don't really feel like dealing with decals right now either, since it's just one nail. I'm not too mad at the idea of doing it this way. Let me just move this off to the side. And finish cleanup here. Yeah, it's kind of a cute idea. I'm not mad at this. I think this is cute. This was a good idea. Who said this? Who suggested this? Was it Sylvia? It was Sylvia. Sylvia, good call. And if I can actually clean it up without destroying it, then I'll be very impressed with myself. I don't water marble very often because I find it extremely annoying. But, you know, once in a while, not the worst. Okay. Yeah, that's not bad. A little bit of some bubbles, but I'm not going to get too picky about that. I think that's fine. And let's get some next coats of the fauve on the other nails. Cat gone? Cat left. Yeah, she had to go to the bathroom. So if you're lucky, you might be able to hear some litter scratching sounds. Oh, she dropped a turd. Lovely. It's very stinky. It's very stinky in here right now. Just oh boy. It's really hitting. It's great. She likes to drop them and run. She will scrape at the litter a little bit, but not in a way that actually covers anything. She just scratches at the side of the litter box mostly. And so she just basically leaves a big old turd just sitting there on top of the box. Ugh. All right, well, I dinged this pretty good, but hopefully we can kind of cover that up a bit. Fucking cats, man. And now she's refilling. She's having a bite to eat out in the hallway. Don't worry, Ray. If you come and stay with us, when I have guests over, I remove the litter box from this room and I take it to the bedroom, to our bedroom. I'm not subjecting guests to a litter box in their guest room. There is one in the guest bathroom, though. That one doesn't get moved. That one you just have to live with. I feel like it's not so bad, though, sharing a bathroom with the cats. Sharing a bedroom with the cat's bathroom, though, not so good. I freaking cleaned up the one ding relatively well and then immediately dinged it on the tip here, so that's good. I am going to do one last coat of the arabesque as well, because I think it looks best in 3 coats, at least for my taste. Pidku would attempt to bury the turd into the center of the earth. What polish is this? This is Fauve Arabesque. I bought like 4 polishes from Fauve recently, and I hadn't used this one yet, so I figured it was going to be a really nice one for the background for this floral design. So yeah, I'm happy with it. I like it. I've only tried 2 of the ones that I got so far. I've tried Daybreak, which I posted both on the Discord and on Instagram the other day. That's the magnetic. That's like pink, sort of mostly pinks and blues. Very soft. And then I got this one, Arabesque. And I got Nouveau, which is another magnetic, and Impression Sunrise, which is a thermal plus glow in the dark. I should try the thermal actually soon. We have a few days. We're sort of in the middle of a little bit of a cold snap right now, so I want to try that one really soon. And this one is a really nice like teal background with like a magenta sort of magnetic. So yeah, I'm excited to try those. Oof. Just got a face full of my my light there. Thank you, Sylvia. Ray, I got all the ones that you wanted to get. Well, there you go. You'll be able to see what they all look like on me. Not that that tells you a whole lot about what they'll look like on you, since you and I do not have anywhere even vaguely similar skin tones. But but I'm happy to let you know my impressions of them. So far, my impression of the company in general is favorable. The 2 polishes that I've tried so far have applied nicely. So yeah, they're pretty. I like them. My swatches for the Polished Gamers box have you salivating. I am delighted to hear that, Tiffany. Thank you so much. It's very kind. I will say the polishes that BCB, I swear, Brittany and her her like Crelly Flakies are just like, they're all so good. I don't know how she just hits every time with the Crelly Flakies. And like I like Crelly Flakies, but a lot of the time there are ones that are like, I'm like, you know, they're a color that I don't particularly love or whatever, and I think I'm not going to like them as much, and then I put them on and I'm like, well, fuck, why do I like this so much? Stop it. But yeah, the what's the green one? Oh my god, I'm so good at names. Come on, brain. Come on, brain. Do I have them up here? Is this where they are? .360 Shove It. That's the one. It's like the teal. Like, and it's based on freaking Tony Hawk, for God's sake. Like, I don't care about Tony Hawk. I love this combo. It's like such a good color combo. Also, did you see the Little Box of Horrors one for the Poison Ivy one that's like the super bright green? That one's also insane. Anyway, this live stream has nothing to do with BCB. Brittany needs to stay the hell out. She doesn't. She doesn't need to stay the hell out. Brittany is always welcome here. You mostly needed to know how they apply? Yeah. Yeah, they apply really nicely so far. Again, I've only tried the 2 so far of the Fauve. But yeah, I think application is pretty nice. You know that I apply thicker than you do. I know that you tend to apply very, very super thin coats compared to me, so it will be a little bit different. But yeah, I think both of them have been reasonably opaque. I mean, they're both pretty sort of soft, delicate colors, so I don't necessarily, with this kind of thing, expect 100% opacity. But it's pretty darn close in 3 coats for me. What's that, Meme? What do you need to see? The Poison Ivy one? I posted it the other day. It's super bright green with, like, orange flakes. Hang on. There's also a Kirby one. Poison Ivy. Spooky Kirby. That's Little Box of Horrors. That's Polished Gamers Box. This is also Little Box of Horrors and Polished Gamers Box. So she's kind of got like a whole like color story here between the 4 of them that I really, really like. But yeah. This one's, that one's the Poison Ivy. This one's based on, it's called Feed Me Seymour. It's based on Audrey from, oh my god, Little Shop of Horrors. Trying so hard not to like nick my freaking nails on my other hand here. You found it on Insta? Yeah. Yeah, Spooky Kirby is cute. Spook Kirby. That's a 2.0 version. And I looked up the original and it's quite a bit different. This is definitely like a reimagined from the same inspo rather than a redo where she tried to make it as close as possible. Okay, top coat. This is... I'm like, I didn't quite get the butterfly clip in perfectly. So it's like being annoying. Okay. I do probably want seal glaze on the water marble finger, because otherwise I'm probably going to end up with some smooching. We do not want that. We do not want smooching. Yeah, I think that's exactly the thing, Ray, is that like it's that balance of like getting all the, first of all, the density of flakes, but also like really nice contrast, different combinations. She likes to put like a contrasting color in with her flakies, and I'm just, that's a thing that I just really love. I love contrasting colors. I didn't put like actual top coat on these yet, right? Yeah, no, these just have seal glaze. Yeah, I'm definitely a hoe for flakies, but I like them especially in a Crelly base. Although, did you pick up the Monarch from PPU this month? Because that one, the Belladonna sibling, oh god, she fucking killed that one. It's not a Crelly flaky, it's just a jelly flaky, but it's like large flakes and it's so packed. It's probably my favorite jelly flaky that I've gotten in quite a while. You're about to redo 2 of your nails? Have you been doing your nails while we were streaming, or did you just have 2 that you had previously done that got damaged or something? This bottle of top coat that I'm using is like a Franken top coat that's just the dregs of I think like 5 or 6 different top coat bottles that are probably all different brands at this point, that have all just been poured into one, and one of the dregs bottles that got poured into it was itself a dregs bottle. I am kind of surprised at how good it is. Okay, there we go. You gonna do extensions tonight, May May? You finished your diamond art, Marie. Then you realized 2 of your nails would look better with swap colors. Ah, so it's just a stylistic revision. Y'all, this is cute. This is cute. I like it. I like it. I'm happy. It's a cute combo. I am pretty pleased with how the flower came out. It's definitely not exactly like the inspo, but I think given the scale and the fact that I am not a professional, I did pretty well on it. I think that Michelle will be proud when I show her. And I really like how this little water marble accent nail came out. Actually, I think it's super cute. I'm glad that that was a suggestion that was made. Thank you, Sylvia, for that. I think it's cute to have them together. And we're at 10 p.m. and catless, sadly. So I can't even send you out with a cat unless I go fetch one for you. Oh, I hear one. Cinnamon is at the door. Well, at the gate, yelling to be let in, but I'm not going to do that. because she is a pain in the ass. If I let her upstairs, I have to figure out where all the other cats are and get everybody closed into their separate rooms. So yeah, we're not going to do that tonight. But you got a lot of budgie later or earlier anyway. So do you see my shirt here? I really like this shirt. I think it's cute. It's backwards for you. Whatever. It says I'm dying by inches from not having anyone to talk to about insects. It's a Darwin quote. I think it was when he was like on one of his boats or something, or off on one of his jaunts doing research, maybe in the Galapagos or something. I believe he wrote it to his cousin that he ended up marrying. But yeah, he was complaining about how there's nobody to talk to about bugs. Does their yelling sound different? The different cats? Yeah. Yeah, I can totally tell their different voices apart. Budgie and Jammy have some overlap, where some of their meows, specific ones of their meows, sound similar enough that I can't always tell. I can usually tell. Cinna sounds completely different. Cinnamom's sound, her voice, her like the whole like the whole tone of it is completely different. She has a different accent. Is basically what it is. The other two sound polite, is what I was gonna say. Brian suggested Canadian from the other room. They sound more polite most of the time. Cinna is like, she's dying. When she starts crying, it's because she's dying. She's dying. She's having a full-on drama fit. And she really needs everybody to know about it. So it's very, very funny. And she talks constantly. Cinna is the most talkative cat I think that I've ever had. I've had some pretty talkative cats, but she's very talkative. Jammy and Budgie are pretty quiet by contrast. They talk a little bit, but not very often. Usually only if they really have something to say. Cinna's just kind of a bit of a motor mouth. It's because they're Canadian. Yeah, Budgie is indignant. Cinna is definitely dramatic. Cinna is also like kind of a toddler in a lot of ways. She just needs constant attention. She's always like, "Mom, mom, 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 mom." So yeah. But yeah, the overlap with Jammy and Budgie is that both of them will do a thing where they'll pick up a cat toy in their mouth and just stand there with it, screaming. And when they do that, they sound very similar, and it can be hard to tell them apart. So I can't always tell when they're doing that, but for all their other meows, I can tell. Cinna sounds like your puppy, yeah. Yeah, she needs a lot of attention. Anyway, I am going to go and, well, I'm going to photograph these, and then I'm going to feed my arachnids, and then I'm going to go downstairs and get something to eat because I'm hungry. So thanks for hanging out with me and helping me choose my super cute nails. I am so pleased with how they came out. They're adorable. And I'll probably end up posting the finished product online tomorrow. So you'll be able to see it on Instagram in better def than what you're seeing here. Yeah. Hi, Budgie. You came back. She wants something. I'm being told to go. Okay. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me, and we'll see y'all next week. I think next week I have a collection to show you, but I have to double check on that. But I'll let you know what it is. All right.